Tic-tac. Tic-tac.
It's Champions League match day 4. I should be excited for the best competition in the world to be back, but I'm not happy. I have to go on a bit of a rant before we get into our predictions for all 18 games. Why am I unhappy? Look, I understand the last 2 months or whatever it's been this season, you guys have been eating, you've been enjoying the predictions. I've been enjoying them too. They're a bit of fun. But why are guys banging at my door like armed robbers telling me to hurry up? Where are you rushing to? What's going on here? The games haven't even finished on the weekend. They're saying, Unc, hurry up Tuesday, hurry up Tuesday. This is why you lose. Where's the patience? Where's the manners? It's like you're at the zoo telling the animals, hurry up, dance, dance, bro, dance. Like that video of Jose and his player back at Roma. Dance, boy, dance, but where's your manners? Be polite, be respectful. I'm trying here to teach you how to fish, right? What's the saying? Teach someone how to fish, he eats for life. If you give him the fish, he eats for one day. I gave you the fish last week. You haven't even finished enjoying the fish on the plate, and you're coming asking for seconds. What kind of behavior is that? So I will stop doing that if guys are going to behave like, bro, every video, I'm just there having fun. I've been doing the daily videos for like 2 years. On YouTube, it's been 3 months or whatever. But again, every platform, even DMs, they're banging up the gate saying, hurry up, Unc. Where are you rushing, bro? Why would I do this 3 days ago before we even know who the injuries are? It doesn't make any sense, bro. Anyway, enough of that. But all I'm saying is, if that's going to continue, I'm going to stop, because I enjoy this for the fun of it. It's not meant to be some kind of financial advice. I don't even ask you, man, for anything in return other than you follow, you sub, because we are on the road to 100k. So big up you, man, that have been subbing, but not big up to you guys who have nothing to say other than you're behaving like nitties and maniacs, bro. This is not what I'm doing it for. But anyway, let's tuck in. Enough of that. We start with the early kickoff. It's going to be an absolute bore fest, this one, because Slavia against Arsenal. Arsenal, you may not have realised it because they win basically every single week, but they're in a massive injury crisis now. After this weekend, Gyökeres has been added to that list. So again, you man that was shouting at me, you know, on Thursday last week, saying hurry up and do Champions League. I didn't even know Gyökeres was going to be out for this game until last night when I was, well, I've made these scores last night. To clarify, I always make the scores around midnight on the Monday night, Tuesday morning type midnight. And then in the morning, if I see any injury news, I may change the scores and then make the video. Make sense? Cool. Anyway, I've gone with a boring Arsenal 1-0 win. It is going to be Zubimendi's out as well. I've just realised as well because he got suspended last game. So it's going to be something like Rice, Mikel Merino and Eze probably, or something like that. I'm not really sure what's going to happen because Mikel Merino might have to play striker, or they might have to play Harryman Anous up front. I don't know. This could be a serious banana skin of a game. So as always, this is not financial advice. I'm just giving you my perspectives on what I think will happen. If you want to put bread on it, by all means, feel free. But this could be like a 1 or 2-0 type thing. I do think Arsenal will win in the end, but it's not going to be like a 4-0 kind of coast session. Because, again, this all depends where Mikel Merino plays. Again, I know on TikTok, they're not going to understand because I have to do the video very quickly. But you guys here on YouTube, you can understand the analysis. If Mikel Merino plays striker, that's far more acceptable than playing in the midfield three where nothing's going to get created, bro. That midfield, we've seen it, it's not going to work. But alas, again, I don't know, innit? I can't predict the future to see who's going to play. So let's wait and see. Napoli-Frankfurt. This one, I'm going 2-1. Why am I going 2-1? For me, Frankfurt's best player this season, Can Uzun, is out injured. Again, another injury news that for whatever reason you guys are rushing as if the game is going to start early or something. Just wait for Tuesday afternoon as we always do. Wait for Friday as we always do so that I can see who's playing. Now we know Uzun's not playing. I just don't think they're going to have enough to really trouble Napoli. Now, I've gone 2-1 because Frankfurt games are normally very high scoring. But at the same time, Napoli games have been kind of low scoring. They've been kind of scraping results or drawing 0-0 as they did on the weekend against Como, thanks to a Morata missed penalty. So it's a Napoli narrow win in my opinion. For the crunch ties now, these are the two games that everyone's been excited for, everyone's been waiting for. Funnily enough, Bayern Munich are the favourites for this game, according to the bookmakers, by the way. This is not my opinion. Bayern Munich are the favourites. I understand, given that they've won, is it 14 or 15 straight games now? However, in their first big test this season, do they get the 3 points? I believe they're going to score 2 goals. I believe Kane will bag. And I believe who else will bag in this game? We might see like a random like Diaz is springing to mind to finally bag in the Champions League. But will he do that in the Champions League? Maybe more of like a Lima or Joshua. The problem is for Bayern, PSG scored 3. Now, granted, their midfield is not fully back to the all-timer, but the incredible trio they had last year of Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, João Neves, who could all play in the 10, in the 6, in the 8, and just be rotating, recycling. Zaire Emery will probably be playing today, but I think they've got enough firepower to be the team that finally stops Bayern's invincible streak. If it was going to be a very fun game, though, I do see lots of goals in this one. Bayern could easily win it, right? This is not like a disrespect to Bayern or anything like that. It's just PSG at home. I believe Dembele's like gradually getting back to, how do I word it? Obviously, he's been injured for a while, right? So slowly but surely, he's going to get back to full fitness. And I believe with the likes of Kvara and whatnot, they should create chances. But to be fair, Bayern are very good defensively, so it's not going to be like 7-2 like we saw a couple weeks ago with PSG and Leverkusen, the other Bundesliga team. On to the other crunch side, this one. I mean, these two games, honestly, you could tell me you think Bayern win, I think, you know what, fairs. You could tell me Liverpool win, fairs. Madrid win, fairs. The big issue that I still cannot legislate for is whether or not Trent starts. We know it's going to be a hostile atmosphere if Trent starts, but at the same time, Trent playing them passes to Mbappe in the blink of an eye, eye of the needle passes, anything over the top. He is the most creative player alongside maybe Arda Güler in that Madrid 11 if he was to start. Mbappe would feast. I don't know if Trent will start because he hasn't been playing recently, but obviously Carvajal is out. Valverde, they might want him in midfield. I don't really know exactly how they're going to line up. We saw Camavinga do a good job on the right wing previously, so Trent might not even play, and that might take my whole analysis out of whack, if you will. But with Liverpool, I think they've finally realised that all these new signings, bar Ekitike, haven't really banged, so they're probably going to go to like a similar lineup to the weekend with their regular midfield. So I do think Liverpool will score, but Madrid bag 3. In particular, Mbappe, like I said, is going to have a masterclass, and Mbappe will score a goal that will remind us of the first time Real Madrid faced any English team, Manchester United, and also won 3-1 back in 1957. For those of us who will remember in advance, come back when you remember in the future when it happens. But again, Liverpool could win this, bro. Maybe it's the magic of Anfield or whatever, I don't know. But at the same time, Madrid tend to little bro them in any scenario for the last however many decades, bro. Liverpool are kind of owned by Real Madrid, respectfully. They might get a win here if Madrid is somehow out of whack, because let's not lie, they haven't been great defensively themselves either. So Liverpool could get at them. But Salah, I know he woke up in the last game. Is he really, really back? That's going to be the biggest, I guess, decider, if you will. Is Salah really, really back? We are yet to find out. On to Juve Sporting, put the boring 1-0 in the bag. Sporting, to be fair, they have been beaten up on every team except any serious team they play, right? So they win. Porto arrive, you can't win. They win. Braga arrive, you can't win. Win. Benfica arrive, you can't win. Similar in Champions League, I suppose, as well. They are not doing very well as of now. Juventus, very confusing, right? They got a new gaffer, so it's hard to really judge them, but they are not really a team that scores plenty of goals. So that's why I've gone 1-0. Here we've got two teams that both got packed 4-0 in their last game. Obviously, Atleti, that was a horror show against Arsenal, losing 4-0. USG have lost 4-0. Actually, they've lost twice 4-0, haven't they now? If I'm not mistaken, in a row. But Atleti, on the whole, they do bad goals. So I'm going to go, it's either going to be like a 2-0 or a 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1. I do rate USG, to be fair, despite the 4-0s. I think they can probably get a cheeky goal, but it might end up being 2-0 based on the atmosphere at the, not the Wonder, at the Riyadh Air. So we'll see how it goes. Tottenham, you must bounce back. You have to react to that horror show against Chelsea. You're at home. I know it's 3-point lane, but that's not for Copenhagen, bro. That's not for Copenhagen. Copenhagen, people were gassing them up quite a bit before the tournament started. They should not be going to... If you want to be serious in this Champions League, we will say Tottenham have got a very nice, easy or favourable draw. You have to get the 3 points here. And I do see that being the case eventually for them. Bodo Glimt against Monaco. This is very tough. Again, I would not put all 18 games in one acca. If you're sensible, you pick 9 or 10 games. I've gone with 1-1. Monaco, again, this is the time of year is very important because Monaco are now struggling with injuries. We know Pogba's not going to be there anyway, of course, but like Ansu Fati and whatnot, probably not going to be playing. But Bodo Glimt, we're teetering on the edge of the winter tax kicking in, right? Bodo Glimt in the pure winter time, when it's like 0 degrees, that's when going there is a long, long day. I don't know exactly if November ticks into Norway's super, super winter yet, you know? So they could very well easily win this game, but I've gone with a 1-1 draw in this game. We'll see how it goes. Olympiacos PSV, the final game of Tuesday before we go on to the Wednesday. I'm going for another draw, but this one, it's a worrying one for me. And I'll tell you why. Obviously, PSV have just slapped Napoli 6-2 in the last game. PSV are beating everyone right now, to be fair to them. Olympiacos at home are very difficult to beat, though. That is the issue. And on a Champions League night, you'd like to think the atmosphere is, you know, going crazy. But at the same time, these are the same people that they drew 0-0 with Paphos. Was it game 1? So I really don't know. I think PSV have enough to win this game. But maybe Mr. Marinakis might jump on the pitch and block the ball or something. He'll stand in the goal like that and deflect anything. So we're not 100% sure what is going to happen there. Karabakh against Chelsea. I know the Karabakh fans. I didn't realize they had so many fans, by the way. But big up you guys that are Karabakh fans. They get very angry at me when I say they're not going to win the game because I'm disrespecting them or something. Sorry, my bad, isn't it? So can we shake hands and I give you a respectful 1 goal, but you lose 2-1 to Chelsea? Because Chelsea are, granted, Chelsea are not incredible themselves either right now, right? Like, obviously, again, they got the win against Spurs. I think they were not even out of 2nd or 3rd gear in that game. Tottenham made it so easy for them. So, this could be a banana skin as well, right? Karabakh, like we mentioned for Slavia Prague against Arsenal, it's not going to be an easy walk in the park type game. But I feel like if Chelsea get the first goal, they should be all right, bro. Caicedo in midfield as well. He's fantastic. They should be all right. Paphos 0, Villarreal 2. I was going to say I want to see Pepe doing this and then doing... But I don't think he'll score in this game. I think maybe he'll get an assist in this particular match. And I've also gone 2-0 for Inter against Kairat. Now, granted, if Lautaro Martinez starts, maybe this could change. They've obviously got about 3 or 4 strikers that they can rotate between now. But one of them loves to farm against small teams. His name is Lautaro Martinez. If he sees Kairat, he's rubbing his hands, he's doing that like Ronaldinho at Milan. For those of us who remember, I can't wait, bro. So maybe it might be a 3-0. Maybe. We'll see how much they risk because Inter have Lazio on the weekend. So let's see how it goes. City against Dortmund. Another very tough one to call. Dortmund games tend to have many goals. But I think I said it in the last, or 2 videos ago, on the weekend basically, if Pep has unlocked Haaland x Shirky, it could get long for many teams. If Shirky does start the game, I do see City getting a 3-1 win. It could be 3-2, it could be 2-1, it could be... I don't know what the score will be. As always, if you're putting money on this, I'd recommend don't do so. But if you are going to, don't put score lines, please. Don't come back and say, oh, but you said it's going to be 3-1 and then it ended up 2-1. Why did you lose me? Don't do score lines. I'm just giving you my predictions for the fun of it. And then you do whatever you like with that information. Final 5 games. Club Brugge at home. Very good team. They will score a goal. Because they're against Barcelona. Everyone scores against Barcelona. But Barca win. Now, you might think, hold on a minute. Only 2 goals. My issue is how they adapt fully to life without Pedri. They won on the weekend. Pretty calmly as well. You might know how much I like Fermin Lopez. They've got some good players there, Barcelona. I think they've got enough firepower going forward to win the game, especially now that Yamal has seemingly locked in back into football. But again, Bruges at home, very good team. And the midfield might be a bit of a difficult one. We'll see in terms of controlling the ball. Fermin Lopez is more of a guy that like end product type guy, right? He's not a Pedri replacement, if that makes sense. But again, let's see what happens. I do think Barcelona will win the game in the end. Benfica Leverkusen. Look, this is why like it's important to factor in how good the teams are, but also historical context, also I mean recent context as well, I suppose. Benfica are not very good. They've been getting their heads shoved in the toilet by most teams, right? Champions League in particular I'm referring to here. but they now have Jose Mourinho as their manager, who we know back in the day had that ridiculous record for not losing at home for like a decade or something like that, right? Across, you know, Porto and Chelsea and whatnot. Surely he can't allow this record to continue of Benfica getting slapped by everyone. Now, I would go Benfica 2-1. That I believe Benfica should beat Leverkusen, but the issue I've seen with Benfica over the last 2 match days, I believe it is. When did they play Chelsea? 2 match days ago, right? These guys cannot finish, bro. These guys, they get this like orange and Pavlidis and these men, they're not finishing their chances. So I'm actually going to go 1-1. Leverkusen, very weird to judge. They might just grab like a random Grimaldo free kick or something. Like we don't really know what's going to happen there. Marseille, I see a calm 2-0 win against the lost city of Atalantis, if you will. They've been on terrible form, Atalanta. Marseille, especially in Champions League, they've been flying with Igor Paixão moving like, you know, Ferenc Paixão, the way that he's moving and finishing. So big ups to him. Ajax Galatasaray, again, I'll be honest with you, Wednesday games are a lot tougher. Because, like, Galatasaray away, they lack aura. They ain't the same team as, you know, when you go to their ground and it's just going crazy with smoke grenades everywhere. But Ajax have no aura anywhere unless you go back to the 1970s. Right now, they're lacking. So, I would avoid this as much as possible. But if, obviously, for the sake of the video, I have to pick someone, I will go Galatasaray to win 2-1. But I would avoid this at all costs, bro. Because Ajax are just, they're too bad. But Galatasaray away, I don't know. I'm more confident that Newcastle beat Bilbao 2-1 there. And that would be my final scores. And just to look at it for the fun of it, here would be the final table if these results were to happen after match day 4. So this would be the table after 4 match days. I can't lie to you, the top 9 is looking like 9 very, very serious teams. Obviously, Liverpool still to get up there eventually. But for now, I think this is what's going to happen. Let me know your score predictions. Again, I don't ask for much, bro. Just like the videos, comments, do that kind of stuff. But please, be respectful, be polite, have some manners, you know? Let's take our time. The games are going to happen at the same time no matter what, bro. So whether I post on Friday night or Tuesday lunchtime, which we're going to do today, it's better for me to do it now and take my time. But anyway, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I don't like how people are moving, because I didn't start making videos for the people to be yelling at me, hurry up, hurry up. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'll just stick to doing my normal videos if guys are going to misbehave. But at last, like I said, let me know. Obviously, the 2 big games, the PSG game and Real Madrid against Liverpool. Let me know what you think will happen, because I can see any scoreline. I'm not saying that these like are guaranteed. Again, it's not financial advice. At some point, we have to lose. And maybe it's today, because we've been getting cold results time and time and time again. Maybe today is the day we lose. I don't know. Make sure you subscribe to find out later on, I suppose. Watch alongs, I'm hoping to get sorted for this weekend. Potentially Liverpool against City, if I can set it up in time. Have a great day. Enjoy the Champions League. I'll see you guys tonight in a bit. Bosh.